Let's motivate ourselves with the fantastic golden nectar of the comment section. Wonder, what are your blockages in personal life? Like, since you always speak about practice but never about actual way, or at least I've never heard you talk about the hurts and fears the soul hides. Aren't you one of the cave masters, life avoiders who over-practice to escape action? I was something similar and also seen it many times. Others, that's why I ask. Well, something we definitely are gonna have to address, you know? Like, ooh, feisty, we got ourselves some bants here, we got ourselves some banter. Let me think about a good answer that might be to your liking, because you say that I don't provide you with any way. Now we're gonna have to look at that. Then we have lots of smileys here so that we know it's all bants and everything is good in the hood. Then I probably hit the nail on the head, right? I mean, nothing bad with perfecting practice. It's very beneficial, but from my experience, in the end, the core demons are not meant to be hyperventilated out, but faced head on. And you can lose years to this. Yeah. And then he says, as I said, I'm guilty of this also. And I'm always very curious how someone can go with practice into such depth. Oh no, that comment had... Okay, so this is actually a good comment because it ties up to something we've been working on. And it's basically onto meditation versus actual movement. And so we can try to make a video about that. But also, I said to him, let's turn this into questions or themes. And those themes could be like, what are my blockages, right? It's something that I need to be aware of. And I should be aware of that, right? Should be. If I wasn't, then that would be a bad sign. You shouldn't listen to me. Hurts and fears the soul hides, right? So personal stuff that I don't show you. Inner teachings, right? And then facing demons. Yeah, I faced some demons, yeah. And practice as a solution, which is basically that last question. And these are the themes that we need to go over. And I think that it's too interesting and too beneficial to just type like a wall of text in the comment. So we should make a video about this, right? Right here, you know, it says 25th of November, Monday, 0 success in dream yoga. Nothing, no awareness, no lucidity, fuck none. You know, it's just bad, right? Here we have this is what I love to show you guys. Like, look, warm inside, yay. And this is also the way, right? Warm, feel good, rain. Oh no, it's raining. Okay, not feel good anymore. Remember the Tummo breathing drawings. Try out a bunch of stuff. Finally find something that works. And then I breathe myself warm. Not really Tummo, but it's breathing yourself warm, which is one minor aspect, a useful component of Tummo. Okay, where I differ from most people, I think, is that it's not enough to say I have a problem. You know, I have to have a goal: eternal, fully lucid, aware. Right? It's a super high goal, right? But what is our problem? We got to define our problem, right? Well, the problem is this. Do you know that sleep energy that just empties the top of your head as you when you go to sleep, that weird feeling? Yeah, just notice it next time. Just notice it. It was like, oh my god, something is happening with my eyes. It's this kind of weird relaxing, this kind of weird widening that is taking me into the void. Yeah? And here is, so we've drawn the problem, right? It's like coming down here, and here we have like this Vajra Yogini entity coming. It's like, we gotta do something, right? And she's got the Vajra, and she's opened up the Vajra, you know. and she's got a samurai sword maybe here, and she's coming here with her bowl, and something's happening, right? And so we look at this, it's like, yeah, this is my problem right here, you know. This kind of, it's a feeling, right? It's a feeling that takes us into the void where we lose awareness. And so save my collection, right? Because save my collection so I am myself. Because in a dream, when you're lucid, you know, I am myself if I'm very lucid, right? So there's a collection of colors and forms and shapes and experiences. That's what a dream is made out of, right? So we're asking to save my collection, right? So that I am myself, right? I remember Rick, and then I can be myself because I remember Rick, right? And so it's like dream yoga. Now I've seen here Tuesday 25th. Maybe I was a little bit tired this morning because I tried this all night, right? And so it's like dream yoga. Okay, so I'm losing this. So this area, the throat, becomes very, very important, right? Because if you don't have your third eye and you don't have the top of your head, well, let's try the throat. And so we work dream yoga from the throat, living from the throat as a center of awareness. Why not anything lower? Well, we want it as high as possible. And research done by other yogis and other Vajrayana monks and Tibetan yogis say that, try the throat, man, try the throat. So we try the throat. And so we use these chakras to kind of anchor ourselves in the center of our throat. And this is basically the same as this, the great filter. Can we manage to pass through the great filter into our dream and get a wake-induced lucid dream if we transcribe and tone and amplify and sheath using our voice and our words, so that we not just do this, but that we go all the way until we're basically standing fully lucid in our dream. And you know, it's at least a goal to work towards. And you say, but if you do that, is all that you do to just sit inside your cave and meditate all day? And for me, it sounds like you're saying, what about getting a life? What about and you can work on this, right? This is very important, a state of value, right? A state of value. And one of the best ways to do it is this: to work on your slouch and make your slouch into as much of a open, through action, to release this kind of energy within yourself. That is this fiery energy, right? This self-help, that's something you can get into. Looks maxing and persuasion. Here you see a book. It's Neil Strauss, The Game. So picking up women, for example, and enthusiasm and energy, right? Drive, not just warmth, but the actual drive to go out there and into the world and do stuff, right? And so most women don't understand it. It's like, how can you not get laid? You just spread your legs and the men come, But it's like, for men, it's actually, we have to do this whole mating ritual. We have to approach it and not get me too'd and all that stuff. And there's a ton of methods and stuff for that. And it's like, well, how does that tie up to the meditative lifestyle? How does that benefit me? Is there a way to synergize me doing these gateway tapes and these meditations and these yogas? And yes, there are. Rejections, mate, you're gonna get them, and you're gonna get them from very attractive women and not very attractive women, so you might as well just focus on your balance, walk over and say hi. You need to go over and say hi. So where is your head according to your ears, your shoulders, your heartbeat, your hands, your hip, your whole groin region, going into not necessarily your legs, but in the center of balance between your legs. That's what you need to worry about. And then there's the whole new age well-being thing with the chakras having different themes that built on top of each other that you could work with before you even start getting the throat active and talking and establishing eye contact. We can look at the opposite, right? Which is this, I'm gonna go out, but you know what? Those women are gonna reject me. Thus, I am nervous. I am uptight. I am tense. And when they reject me, I'm gonna be an asshole about it. I'm gonna be super duper. I hate women, And so it's like, okay, what can this provide to change this? Because you can, there are no guarantees in life. Some people are just born in a bad circumstance. What are those people capable of doing today to just make it a little bit better? It's the new rising beingness, the new kind of sensuality is like, oh shit, I like you. Okay, so maybe the woman is like, I like you. And you say, okay. Because there's just a ton of stuff, new emotions and stuff that you don't know what to do. So how can through this be worked into a kind of sensuality that would actually work? Because maybe you've not been out, maybe you've been into the cave too much and now you're coming out, and so woman is like, hey, you're very attractive. Okay. So how do we sort out this using this? So you feel a little bit better, you feel a little bit safer, you sort out your emotions and sensualities and energies in your body, and now you can start playing around with it, like your diaphragm and your breath, and you're starting to develop through this play the ability to bring yourself to a state of value. And now we have to look at this, right? Because now it's like, I have value. Yeah, but you look like shit, you smell, you don't cut your fingernails. I mean, do you even brush your teeth? And so now there's a sort of training needed, right? But you have to understand that this here, being a winner, this is just a goal, This here, the practice. This is being able to take this and do this with it, bring it to a state of value so that it looks like this. It looks like a winner. He is. Frankly, it's hard work. It's hard work. It's what you eat. It's what you do. It's getting that, putting up those borders to keep you safe, and it's like there's a lot of stuff that goes into. Here's the kicker. Let's say you learn pickup and you find the perfect woman and you have a jolly good time, as jolly good as you can have on earth, right? So you're gonna die, right? You're gonna die, okay? So it doesn't really matter what happened unless. See, what is in the brain here doesn't matter. It's what is in this thing here that matters. Yeah, that's one way to think about it, right? And so it's like, because of that, I should be able to be lucid every night. And if I'm not lucid every night, in a sense, I'm not enlightened, because how can you be a Buddha and fall asleep? I mean, you're saying, I am awake, I am the Buddha. That's what Siddhartha Gautama said. And then you hear that he sleeps. That's unacceptable. Because if you are awareness itself, if you say, look, my name, I have figured out that I'm not really Siddhartha Gautama. I am actually awareness. Okay. So when you have delta sleep, right, when you're at the deepest level of sleep, you're still aware. When you fall asleep, you're still aware. When you dream, you're still aware. So you have all 24 hours. You don't have 16 hours and 8 hours of sleep. You have all 24. That's what you're saying, right? And so this is, I'm sorry to say this, but the problem is that Buddhism or awakeningism doesn't survive, right? It's not what you're getting. when you read the suttas. When you read the suttas, or you read the Quran, you read the Bible, whatever system you use in order to connect with yourself at that higher sacred level. It's coming from a source, and then there was a first-hand experience, then there was a second-hand account of that first-hand experience, then it got wrapped up into society. And then here, represented as Mario, Super Mario, is coming here and he's slaughtering it, and it goes to the ruling class who eats it. And then he shits it into your mouth. And you're like, thank you, master. I love Jesus. I love Buddha. But you're eating shit. You're eating shit. Because this guy, he's like, right, that you have to be obedient. And right, that I'm the fantastic guy, the most fantastic person who ever lived. And this guy writes it down. And this guy stands right next to him with a huge axe, ready to chop his head off if he doesn't do what he's told. And there's no guarantee that this guy isn't Buddha, this guy isn't the actual Jesus, the actual Muhammad. You don't have a guarantee for that, because you're getting this, yeah? And so I don't give you away, because I want you to have this. I want you to have source. I want you to have first-hand experience. And I can show you some drawings and I can tell you what I did. But what I don't want to do, I don't want to do this. Yeah? Because I know that long term, when you start to think about what you actually read and what you're actually consuming, you're going to realize that you're getting this. And then you're going to go here anyways. Now, this is second-hand, but first-hand experience is me talking to the camera. So you're getting this through YouTube, making it secondhand, but still it's really close, right? And that's as good as it can get for you when you're not doing it yourself. So here it is a drawing. There's a drawing, and it says here, weird feeling in head, after alternate nostril breathing. So here's the feeling. Awareness, bubbling, cooking, floating. Not Tummo. I did classic yoga. Yeah? What yoga did he do? Well, I listened to chakra humming on YouTube. So, da-da-da, lam, in one of those music videos, this lasted about 30 minutes. They go through all the chakra sounds. And when he says lam, I'm doing hatha yoga for lam. And hatha means to force up. So I'm forcing it up, right? And alternate nostril breathing for Sahasrara. So when when he sings that, I did alternate nostril breathing. And after alternate nostril breathing, I got this sensation of a base of fire burning. And that fire was cooking a pot, and that pot was bubbling and sending up bubbles to the top of my head. And some places the bubbles got stuck, like they were going through a vent, and it's like the humidity. If it was a cave and you cooked water inside of the cave, the humidity would get stuck on the stones, kind of like that, right? And they formed in this Tummo chakra pattern, right? And this is the way I did it. And if you want to do it, but it's like, yeah, but I want to do more than that. Yes, but you gotta live your life. You gotta find your own way. That's the song. And what this is doing is that it's creating more things to fasten the light and the sensations. And so you create what you need out of pure consciousness. And in the beginning, it's nothing too big. Right now, so it's here. Look at this. Training. I used to train with katana. Yeah, katana. This is our cool katana sword, right? So here's he training with the katana, and was training in the sun, and closed his eyes and could see like the outline of the shadows behind his closed eyes. Now, without the katana sword, he meditates and he sees the clear light, and it forms the katana sword when he's pretending to hold it. that's a way, okay? That's a way, right? That what I'm trying to say is that it's like what's coming out here is just what's in, this, is like I know what palms are, I know what beaches are, I know what sandy beaches look like, right? I know that, and so this appears, and I can go into it, and it's like, yeah, but that's just a dream. It's creating a place, and you go into the place, and you've probably, have you perfected it, have you, what if it could be more, what if it could be more? It's like very cool, very well strong meditator says like, yeah, but it's just like everything is suffering, right? So you should just give up, and why? Because Buddha says so? Just because Siddhartha Gautam, who might have been a charlatan, I'm not saying charlatan, he was a charlatan, it's like he might have been one. We don't know. You don't know before you've done it yourself. And so it's like, well, it took 40 years to get nirvana. Well, then excuse me, sir, but you're dying. Okay, you can't wait 14 years. You gotta go. You gotta go. So you gotta do mixed ascension practice. So like, yeah, well, I'm just gonna wait till I'm dead and I know Jesus will come and get me. No, you don't. And it's like to get people away from this deception and start creating this and start doing this. It's so difficult. It's so difficult. Oh my God. And why do we do it? Because we have things it's nothing too dramatic. I'm not like, that time that I was Spider-Man and Gwen Stefani died in my arms. It's but we have stuff like that, like that makes us want to create our own world. And it's like this video is getting a little bit long. I think I'm going to end about now. And I just want to say that just because a incel has a certain type of life doesn't mean that his mind or his dream is less lucid or less pleasant. And hey, when he gets rid of the body, he might remember more. He might be capable of more than some dude who's just been a total Chad and getting all the pussy in the world because his consciousness. Like one thing, when I grew up, I wanted to go abroad and look at like warmer countries like Turkey, like Athens and Greece and stuff like that, and just feel the warm weather. I live in a very cold country, and I eventually got to travel when I was like 16 years old, but none of it, it was great. It was something I had great experience, and I enjoyed it way more than people who took it for granted, that I can promise you, but it was never as good as it was in my mind.